Hey everyone, this is Julian from Memory Cards. I am back in Hearthstone, back in the test kitchen. I'm getting more and more excited about this new expansion, Witchwood, that's coming out later this month. We don't know the exact date this is coming out, but based on prior releases, probably mid to somewhere in between the 15th and 20th, we'll probably see this expansion. No official release date yet, but I am very, very excited. So today in this episode of the Test Kitchen, I'm going to play a couple matches with a deck I've been using. Not Shaman, Priest. I know I've been playing Shaman a lot lately, but decided to work on a little Priest deck inspired by some of the new cards. I'm going to talk about some of the cards in the new expansion. Just some of them. There are a lot that have been revealed so far, but I'm only going to mention some of the ones that stand out to me, ones that I'm excited to play around with. I'm not going to go into too much detail with these cards, but I will say, if you are interested, go look at all the cards that have been revealed so far. Things are looking pretty good. Things are looking interesting. I'm, like I said, very excited for this expansion. And, yeah, let's get right into it. I think this is actually the first time I've gone up against Warlock with this deck. And, just a little bit about this deck. This is a Inner Fire Divine Spirit archetype. My inspiration to build a deck like this was spurred on by a few things, mostly because of a new card that was revealed that I'm pretty hyped on right now. It's the one I'm looking forward to the most. It is a 6-cost Priest Legendary called Lady in White, and it's a 6-cost 5/5, so pretty ugly stat line. That's not great, but the battle cry is fantastic. I love this. Cast Inner Fire on every minion in your deck. So a little bit about why I think this is so cool is when I first started playing Hearthstone, it was around the time that the Old Gods expansion came out, and I found that at that time the most accessible class to new players was Priest. I started playing a Cthulhu Priest deck and started winning some games, and I got excited about this game, and I began to play more and more of Hearthstone, and eventually I moved on from that early Cthulhu Priest deck and started using I think it was like a Divine Spirit Inner Fire Dragon deck. It was, obviously Dragon Priest is something that has seen a big resurgence with the most recent expansion, but at that time, like around Old Gods and a little bit after, Dragon Priest was super popular. Answer for everything. Well, so anyway, yeah, Divine Spirit Inner Fire deck has always been something I've been very interested in trying to make work, right? Because it's not something that really works. And now we have this card, Lady in White, and I when I saw this card and saw when it was revealed, I immediately was like, hell yes, I'm so down with this, because I love the idea of being able to turn all your low tier minions that may have high health, low attack, or across the board from 0 mana, or I guess it would be more 1 mana to 10 mana, low attack, high health minions, and making them viable. Like, I remember I tried to build at one point, I think, was it Karazhan or Gadgetzan? There's a 3-cost demon that is a neutral demon card. I think it was the only neutral demon card for a long time before Sneaky Devil was in play, as far as I can remember. I think that was the case. But anyway, we'll see if I don't get punished for this. I may, but we'll see. I forget the name of it. It was a 3-cost demon. It had 0 attack, 7 health, and +1 spell damage. And I tried to build a Divine Spirit Inner Fire deck that included that. At one point, including just 1, and then including 2, and it would work, but very rarely, And there was a lot of answers to it. And my original thinking when I built this, when I didn't know much about Hearthstone was that why would anyone bother to remove this if it just is +1 spell damage and there's no attack to it? I figured that most players would want to go face against it. I was very wrong, obviously, because most players are smart enough to realize that that things need to be removed off the board. And I ran into many occasions where it would just be removed before I could do anything, and that was always the problem, right? It was removal. So you would want to set up for a big Divine Spirit Inner Fire play, where you would have something with really low attack but super high health, and then you would either Divine Spirit it or just Inner Fire it from there, and then get an O210, one-turn kill. That was always the problem I had, was that there was too much removal, and I was never able to successfully build a Divine Shield deck that could get me multiple wins in a row. I like that idea. Pop that on there. Pop the Cold Bolt out. So we have the upper hand against this Warlock. I know I've been focusing on some other stuff as I talk about this type of deck, but we're doing okay right now. Board control, good. Anyway, that was always the problem, was removal. So now with Lady in White, what you have is the ability to get all of those minions inner fired before you even play them, right? So like that 3-cost 0/7, if you inner fire it before it's even in your hand, by the time you draw it, it's a 3-cost 7/7. Or if it's in your hand already, boom, 3-cost 7/7. Now, the caveat in what could make or break this card, probably break it. The issue is that you have to have this in your hand by turn 6. Or turn 5 if you got a coin or coins, right? This is a must. If you don't have this card at turn 6 and you draw, if it's at the bottom of your deck, it's useless. It's a waste of a card, and that's a major issue. Because if it's at the bottom of your deck, it's basically useless, right? If you build a deck around this, you have to have it in turn 6. If you don't have it turn 6, you're screwed. I spent the whole time talking about Lady in White and not about this deck, probably right before I'm about to win. I will get into what this deck actually does. You're seeing it in progress, but I'll talk about more in detail about what it does in the next round. But let's just finish this up real quick. Let's see. I probably have lethal here if I play this right. Alright, he's gonna concede. I had lethal for sure. I just had to Song Stealer, and I was set. Okay, so continuing on, I really like Lady in White. I'm going to definitely go for this card. If I don't pull it in my pack opening, that we'll do, and we'll have videos of that, obviously, when this expansion drops. But it's a card I'm going to need to test with and to try out and see if I can make something cool. It's going to be interesting to see if this card gets any play. But it's the one I'm most hyped on right now. So, onto this deck itself. You just saw me use it, and you should have gotten the gist of it from that. This is a Divine Spirit Inner Fire deck, but where the rhythm to this deck is, which unfortunately I didn't get my Northshire, which is a good thing to get early on, because you don't have any 1-cost minions besides that Northshire. So where the puzzle pieces of this deck fit together is with really this Drakkari Enchanter, which is a card that doesn't see play at all. It is a 3-cost 1/5 that makes it so your end of turn effects, like you just saw there with Shadow Ascendant, trigger twice, right? So this Shadow Ascendant gave my Morose 1/1, which is great. And if I can get my... Okay, he's just gonna concede. He must have not drawn well or something. I'm not sure what was going on there. Alright, I guess we'll see if this priest concedes. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it, is you get your Drakkari's out. These are really cool cards. I really like this card, and I think it could work in a deck like this. I don't know if anyone else has built something similar. Maybe, but it's something that I've just started experimenting with, and it's going to be definitely a part of the Hearthstone test kitchen going forward, especially once we get this Lady in White card. And another card I want to talk about is this 5-cost priest card that fits in with Lady in White, and that is called Glittermoth. It's a 5-cost 4/4 battle cry. If your deck has only odd-cost cards, double the health of your other minions. So theoretically, this would be something that you would want to draw. So unfortunately, it wouldn't. See, the thing is because it fits in this odd and even archetype that they're building out into the Witchwood expansion.
Right away.
You can't run it in a deck with Lady in White successfully, because until you play Lady in White, that's going to count as an even cost card. So you would actually need to play Lady in White first before you play Glittermoth, and it doesn't have the same effect, which sucks. So Glittermoth functions separately than Lady in White, essentially.
I do.
You have to build these decks separately, right? You either have a deck where you have high health minions that have low attack, something like Hungry Etin, which we've seen, which is I think it's a 6-cost taunt with 12 health and like 4 attack, but it summons a minion for your opponent. With Lady in White, playing the Lady in White on turn 6 is going to turn that into a 12 attack, 12 health minion with taunt, which you could play on turn 7 or whatever, and that's really great.
I wonder.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
Do I want to Divine Spirit my Drakkari? That's a good question. Probably not. Leave it at that. Yeah, so I like Glittermoth a lot. I think it's cool, but you're going to have to build this odd cost deck in order to use it successfully. Where it's going to fit in, I'm not sure. Will it fit in a deck similar to this? Maybe. Because you can have your Drakkari Enchanter, you can have your Cobalt Talon Priest, Morose even, if you wanted to try that, Cobalt Scalebane. So maybe you could do something with that. You would turn this Drakkari Enchanter into a 1/10, and then it would be a 2 Divine Spirits and an Inner Fire away from a victory. But again, that is something that's hard to set up. What did I get from Looks for Life? Lifesteal? I don't need that right now. I think I'll play Fortune and then Northshire. Get rid of that. And here we go. As got a Cthulhu Priest. I wasn't even paying attention. So yeah, I really like Lady in White. I think this Glittermoth could be cool. We'll have to see what decks are available, what experimentation's done with these cards. But they're two that stand out for me right now. And maybe it's going to be something that gets me back into playing Priest. I've been playing a ton of Shaman lately. and Rogue also, which is something I've never really played much of. But I really like playing Shaman right now. It's like my go-to class. Excuse me. So, one of the other cards I also wanted, and again, I'm not going to talk about like every card because there's been a lot of cards released so far. But I really like this card. It's a 3-cost common Warlock card called Duskbat. It's a 2/4, 3/2/4. If you're a battle cry, if your hero took damage this turn, summon 2 1/1 bats. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see if you could pull it off successfully. When I first saw this card, I was like, whoa, that's really great. But the issue is that being able to use this card successfully pretty much means you have to play it on turn 4. Because the issue is that... Turn... The issue is that because it's a 3-cost, right? You need something that's going to give damage to your hero, which means I'm not sure if it's going to work with the hero power. Probably, but I'll say that you would need like a Flame Imp, a 1-cost, so maybe you could on turn 3, coin out a Flame Imp, and then play the Dust Bat, and then you have a bunch of minions on the board. This is probably going to be a card I'll experiment with in the Warlock when this new expansion comes out. I'm kind of like bored of Warlock, to be honest, and that's because God, what do I want to do here? Should we draw? Draw first, maybe? Let's draw first with the Drakkari getting healed. I'll play the Sneaky Devil. And then I could leave it at that. That's one of the problems with this deck I'm using early stages. There's not a ton of removal. I have Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Death, a Holy Nova, and 2 Dragonfires. That's the amount of removal I have. Okay, so there was an issue actually with playing my Sneaky Devil. So a misplay on my part for sure. But the good news is that I can Dragonfire right now and just clear the board, which is probably what I need to do. I can just get some stuff here. And then next turn we can do a Cobalt and Tortolan Shellraiser combo, which should be good. And then maybe I can get an Inner Fire soon, Divine Spirit this, get a bunch of damage on him. So yeah, I like the Dust Bat. Could be cool. And the other card I really like is called Face Collector. It's a 3-cost legendary rogue card. 3-cost, 2/2, Echo. Add a random legendary minion to your hand. And the Echo is a new addition to Hearthstone. What it does is essentially you could play this on turn 3, and then that's it. You get your battle cry, you get a legendary in hand. Or if you were, say, at 9 mana, you could play this and then play it immediately for another 3 mana, and then play it again for another 3. So 9 mana total, right? And you could summon 3 of these, and then you would have 3 legendaries in your hand. I think this is a really cool concept. I like what they're doing with Echo. I think it's a cool addition to the game. And this one in particular seems to be one of the better uses of it. Really, though, from what I'm seeing, what people are saying is like they're not that into Echo and what they've seen so far. It's just the amount of mana you have to spend to make it work is too high, and that there's better uses of that mana, especially late game. Arena, the Echo cards are going to be great in Arena. Arena is not something I play a ton of, though, so it's not going to be great for me. So we'll see. I'm definitely gonna, if I pull Face Collector, I'll definitely try it. I don't think it'll be something that I dust for, that I actively, unless there's some crazy deck I see that's been built and people are really having a fun time using it. Maybe then I'll give it a shot. But if I pull it, I'm gonna try it out and see what I could do with it. But it's one of the ones that caught my eye for sure. And the last card I want to talk about is a 3-cost neutral Nightmare Amalgam. This is a super interesting card because it is an elemental, a mech, a demon, a murloc, a dragon, a beast, a pirate, and a totem. So it's like the most universal card you could have, right? Now, this card is hilarious, I think, because will it actually end up seeing play? Like, will this card end up being a card that fits into many different decks, or is it because of what it is not going to see play at all? Because it is all these things, it leaves it open to like a Hungry Crab, things that focus on a specific other type of minion. Man, he just had answers for everything. I should have ended this a long time ago. The good thing is I have a ton of health, but see, at this point, it's so late in the game that there's no real catch-up. There's just, like, not a lot I can do here. I mean, I really need an Inner Fire, for sure. What I need is the other Divine Spirit in my deck, and then the Inner Fire. And then the game is probably over unless he has more answers, which he probably does. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool cards. I'm looking forward to this expansion. Um, these are I don't even know how many I covered. Um, that I've picked out that I think are cool. So I'm gonna finish out this game, but I do want you to let me know in the comments what cards are you looking forward to. Let me know which cards I should consider. Because Hearthstone is something that I play pretty casually. By no means am I an expert. I make decks based on what I think could be fun and may work. More often than not, they don't work. More often they have flaws. I don't think I've ever made a perfect deck by any means, but I play this game for fun. I don't play it competitively. It's all for fun. So I'm pretty much dead here. I mean, this is like a concede, basically. I have no real options. And the answers in my deck are there's nothing there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and concede this one out.
You have best. Well played.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching the Hearthstone Test Kitchen. The last thing before we go is I want to talk about the giveaway that we're going to be doing. This giveaway is going to occur right before the expansion drops. Probably, I mean, we don't know the date that's coming out, but I'll say like 2 or 3 days before the expansion comes out, we're going to be finishing this giveaway up. To enter the giveaway, it's super easy. In the next few days, we're going to have a video up that is a official giveaway announcement. This I'm just tacking on to this Hearthstone Test Kitchen episode. But we will have an official video in which we explain a little bit more detail about the giveaway. So on that official giveaway video, you'll need to like that video, you'll need to comment on that video, and you'll need to be a subscriber to the Memory Cards channel. With all of those 3 things done, you will be entered into the giveaway for the $20 Battle.net gift card. For any questions about this giveaway, please drop a comment below and let us know, and we will have that official giveaway announcement video up soon.